Hey, what's going on, everybody? I'm coming from you directly from Benin City, Africa. I know what? Africa this time? It's really interesting. It's been 10 years since I've been back in Africa. And I'm coming back to Benin City, Nigeria because of a special, very special opportunity. Not for me per se, for my father and what he's represented and representing and will represent for what he's done through ministry, our family, his parents, those who's come before him, and those who are going to succeed after him, right? What am I trying to say? Basically, my father is being consecrated as a bishop. He's going to be accepted into the College of Bishops, and he's going to be done so by the Church of God International Mission Ministry. He's been part of the Bible School of All Nation Institute Bible School here in Nigeria. He's been one of the mentored and personal spiritual son of Soni. Soni is a renowned name in the Christendom of Nigeria. This guy single-handedly actually really brought Christianity to the peak what it is in Nigeria. Now Nigeria is renowned in the world. It has one of the largest church in the world is in Nigeria. Some of the largest ministry, one of the largest ministry in terms of number of churches around the world is based headquartered in Nigeria. Some of the large, most powerful ministries are also headquartered here. So it is really just an honor to me being the son of my father, the Reverend Dr. Emmanuel Soni, and him coming from a legacy of someone like Benson Idahosa, an archbishop, and now his wife, who's at the helm of the ministry and the work, and just a fantastic lady. I consider her at least in the top 10 most powerful women I've ever met in my life. Definitely, I would say top 5 most influential, powerful women in Africa, period. So definitely somebody who's heard of, in matters of political issues, she's consulted, but she's just a powerful woman of God. And, being welcome and being part of that family, I feel like we were engrafted in the Idahosa family, in the Idahosa legacy, to be more exact. So that's really why we're here. It's a festivities. It's a great time. But more personally for me is being part of this journey towards consecration as we're coming here. It's really interesting because it started a while back. I don't want to make this video too long, but I just kind of want to vlog at least every night so you guys kind of get my thoughts on what's going on. When I started traveling more with Dad on these different trips, we just came back from our time in the UK. We did 2 different trips up there. One was preach different spots, different places. Then the second one was more of a training session there. To coming over here, and you can see how he's revered over here, and it's just amazing to see that. And to see the others who are also fruits of the Idahosa tree, you could say, of the training, of the belief system, of the infusion of faith, of miracles, signs, and wonders, who can be traced all the way back from T.L. Osborne and what God has done in his life and how he has impacted my family as well directly, because we knew T.L. Osborne as well. Dad had worked with them through a large part of his ministry in Africa. And T.L. Osborne was the spiritual mentor of Benson Idahosa. So now you see how the Archbishop was, I would say, had a great leader, and which in fact created a great, helped him have great sons such as my dad, who is walking to say he has a great leader. I posted something a while back on Facebook that you should never follow a leader who doesn't have a leader. All right, you can't just follow someone who's willing to give orders but not willing to take some orders, right? So follow with someone who is willing to also take orders from an upper leadership. So the journey has been amazing. A little hectic getting here, not just in terms of our trip travel, but just some of the other technical things that have to be put in place before we arrived here. It wasn't cheap. It wasn't stress-free. But God is faithful. God is faithful, and I think that's one of the big message for the ordination of God has been faithful. A lot of people covet this position to be ordained a bishop, because a lot of people, even they've wanted so much that they made themselves bishops. They put titles and things like that. But we never really worried so much about that. For the 23 years I've known my father, and especially through ministry, because most of my life I've seen ministry, been in ministry. I've never seen him someone who ran after titles. I can tell you that personally, never did. He could care less as long as he did the work, and that's why I helped him with the restoration, Soni Restoration Ministries International, and the Restoration Family, the Restoration Bible Schools throughout the world. It's that passion for the souls, to see people being healed, being set free, to see lives being changed. That alone was powerful enough, more than the titles themselves. So for the remainder of the video, I'm just gonna walk you guys a little bit through our trip here, and then most of the other videos are gonna be less of me, more of me showing you guys actually what I'm seeing, what I'm living. So that's basically what's going to be there. So this is our first 36 hours, really, you could say, here in Africa. And by the way, it's been 10 years since I've been back to Africa. So some of the things just getting adjusted. I remember when we arrived at Addis Ababa, the weather. Like, I was just thinking to myself, I kind of knew a little bit what to expect, you could say. But I just didn't know how much of it would be new, how much of it I would get adjusted to it, and how quickly I would get adjusted to some of the things, if I would get adjusted to it at all. The weather, man, it was hot. And I was like, whew. And we just left, North America. I live in Pennsylvania, and it was like cold over there. So that was something different. Yeah, so basically the journey is you will watch over here. I'm gonna walk you guys through basically our day and how everything is going. So yeah, watch this. So for starters, we left, and at the airport we left from DC. Just an incredible time. About to take the flight. Oh no, for some reason I'm a little bit nervous. It's been a little bit since we've seen the motherland, so looking forward to that, discovering, and the consecration ceremony also is going to be amazing, so we're looking forward to that. We heard so many stories of miracles from Papa Idaosa to Mama Idaosa, to how the church is thriving in Nigeria, so that's going to be interesting to also see that in person. Big shout out to Rosette. She couldn't make it on the trip. That's my older sister. She couldn't make it on the trip. We miss you, girl. But it was an incredible time.
I'm so excited.
Right, so it's going to be interesting to see. You don't know what?
I don't know what to expect, so. But
Me neither. So.
Well, I know what to expect, but. Yay. As we were saying. Second time around, it's going to be even better.
Alright, guys. Next stop is going to be in Africa. So the man of the hour himself is there. So we're getting ready to go there, and we'll catch up with you guys probably mid-flight or already there. See you. Long flight though. So it was a 13-hour flight just leaving DC to Addis Ababa. We took Ethiopian Air. It is 5 a.m. I'm tired. Long flight. I think so far we have about 12 hours of our flight. But it's been good so far. They're feeding us, as you can see. The meal has been good. And obviously from Ethiopia. And so we had to stop in Addis Ababa to take our connection flight to bring us back to Lagos. So it was about a 13-hour flight, yes. Crossing about 6 time zones. Dude, you're sored. After a while, you're just kind of like, you're seated for so long, you want to stand up, you use the bathroom, they feed you. But one thing, again, big shout out to International Airlines, man, for giving out food. So big shout out to them on that. Arriving in Addis Ababa was really interesting. But it should be exciting, guys, man. So get a good view, a little bit of the terminal where we're at. It's pretty nice, except the fact that it's hot. I mean, what was I expecting, right? It's Africa. But, it's a little bit of, can't quite grasp it yet. maybe it'll hit me or hit us later. Or at least me, but let's say that. Dad was like here 2 months ago, so to him it's nothing, but it should be interesting. Yeah, I think they're boarding our flight, so about to leave you guys, and perhaps maybe I'll see you guys again on once we arrive in Nigeria. It was getting back to touching African soil, getting back to the culture, get accustomed to different things. And we arrived in Lagos about 1 p.m. local time. And from Lagos to New York City, there is about a 6-hour time difference. So arriving there, I have to just be honest with you guys. The airport was really interesting. I don't know per se if I felt uneasy when I was in Lagos. I don't want to bash the airport or any security people there, but it didn't really give me a very welcoming feeling when I got at the airport. Again, which is different than, I'm not referring to Nigerian people. It's just that the environment was very hectic. It was very left and right. It was dark. It wasn't well lit. So it was just one of those, like, from my experience in Addis Ababa, I was like, oh, great. Wow, it was very welcoming, open air, big windows, as you guys saw. But then I arrived in Lagos, and I definitely didn't feel like I was even allowed to record a lot of the place. So I don't even have footage from us at the airport in Lagos. It was felt like you were pushed here. There were soldiers everywhere, and it was just like, whoa, what's going on? So obviously I understand that it's a country that is going through a lot of security crisis, right? So the Boko Haram and all these different things that's going on. So I definitely understand that there's a sense of a little bit of tension, but yeah, it is what it is. Anyways, so we left there, and basically we're headed to a place called Yaba. So in Yaba, it's really interesting there because that's where we're going to take our transportation to leave Lagos and go directly to Benin City. And man, I'll have to say, man, like, if you can drive in Lagos, man, you can drive anywhere. There's 3 places in the world. If you can drive there, man, you probably should get a license to all other countries in the world. If you can drive in Lagos, Nigeria, or all of Nigeria, period. If you can drive in Nigeria, if you can drive in India, and if you can drive in New York City. If you can drive in those 3 different places, man, you're basically covered in terms of your driving skills. And Nigeria did not disappoint, man. It was crazy. I don't think many of the roads that I saw in Lagos even had lanes. At some point, it was even 5 different cars trying to go. I'm like, I think this is like a 2-lane highway or a 3-lane highway to be the most. So it was something else. Like they say, Lagos goes slow, meaning there's a lot of traffic. So we got stuck in traffic. Leaving there, we went to a place called Yaba to take a transportation van that would send us to what I thought would be a 3-hour trip to Benin. Ended up being about a 5 to 6 hour trip. All right. So as you guys are seeing here, or you can't see anything really because it was just how dark it was. This is basically on our way to Benin City on the road. There was 2 parts that really broke my heart over here. One was the fact that I realized, man, our continent is now lit. It's completely dark. 2, there was basically a sense of like the roads were so in bad condition that it was just really sad. It was really, really, really something that it saddened my heart. But eventually we arrived. We arrived late at night. So this now is the next day. Getting around now, we're arriving in Benin City. This is the headquarters of the Church of God Mission Ministry, and this is it. So we went to the headquarters. I mean, very beautiful. And this is really interesting because you see the contrast. As you guys can see, the roads were really rough. The city, the other part of the city, and bam, you get to areas where you see mansions. Which it baffled me a little bit how you can have this ironic collage of different lives. You know what I mean? Roads that are unspeakable of horrendous. I mean, if you don't have good brakes and just a 4x4, you will not get around here. Like, this is not a place for a car that is low to the ground. I mean, you would destroy your car over here. But then you have houses that have 10, 15, 20 rooms. I mean, luxury mansions, compounds that are unspeakable of in the same place. Like, you get out of the compound and the road is like, you cannot even describe. So I asked a couple questions. I was like, why are things this way? Anyways, this is one of my first 36 hours. I was like, you know what? I'm not going to poke too many questions here. I don't want to get people mad at me. So I'm just going to move on. So, by here, we went to the headquarters. Great. I mean, they eat a hosa, bad quality, amazing. As you guys can see, this is really beautiful here. This is Mama's office. Again, Archbishop Margaret Benson Idahosa, which is the wife to the late Archbishop Benson Idahosa. We refer to her as Mama. So we met her in the morning, and we went to her office. And where we met more great people. Here you can see Pastor Wale, great guy. We met other different people. And then from there, Dad, the Pastor Wale, was like, hey, do you want to stop by the Bible school to say something? And this was the first time I've ever seen someone get invited to go say something. And just like that, whoever was speaking at the big lecture hall had to cut his class short because there was a special guest that's coming from the Archbishop that wants to say something, aka my dad, right? So we go there, and long behold, we arrived 5 minutes later to whoever was speaking. It was a big lecture hall, as you guys can see here. It was like 200-300 people in there. Had to stop talking, leave the place, and then Dad started, give a little message, great message on having a global perspective as missionaries, as children of God, to reach the world, not just stay to your local area. Kind of reminiscing to also when he was a student here in 1989. So challenge the students that were there, and a prayer session, bless them. Powerful prayer session. These people are on fire for God, really on fire for God.
So that they can have a vision of the nations of the world. You will exploit in the nations with us. The church will. I pray that the anointing of God that you have will bring revival to nations. Everywhere you go, God will give you to possess that land in the name of Jesus. Receive in the name of Jesus.
Some rest. This sometimes we want some sleep. So that has been our time here so far. So yeah, it's been amazing. It's been amazing couple early, 24 to 36 hours here, and I'm looking forward to more. Looking forward to discover more, and just thankful to God for this opportunity to be back in the motherland, to get a chance to see more people. So it's going to be exciting. Keep it locked in, guys. There's going to be more videos. I'll try to put as much video as I can. Again, the internet connection is very, very shaky. Some of these videos might be even too heavy for me to upload them there. If I don't get a chance to do it, I might just do it when I get back to the States, which is a bummer again, but hey. But the time here has been amazing. I'm actually really surprised the light stayed on the whole time, because sometimes it would go out, even though we have a generator outside, but sometimes it would just go out and come back, and so I'm glad it stayed on now. But that's all for today, and hopefully maybe we'll do another vlog tomorrow, or at least the day after. We'll do maybe every 24 hours or 36 hours. We don't know. Tomorrow, I shouldn't worry about tomorrow. The Bible said do not worry about tomorrow, because tomorrow has enough problem of today has enough problem of its own, and God will take care of tomorrow. But it's been an amazing time. So keep it locked in, guys. Let's go on this journey towards consecration. It's going to be amazing, and more guests are going to be arriving tomorrow, so you'll see more videos and footage from that. And now that I kind of get a good idea of some of the things I can film, some of the things I can take pictures of, I'll try to be more free in showing you guys more stuff, because some things, due to security reasons, due to different things, I can't show. But now that I have a good idea, I will do it. Even some stuff, man, we'll still do it. You know me, man. Who cares? As long as I feel like you guys can also live this out with us, it's going to be amazing. Thank you, you guys. Keep us in your prayers. keep us in your prayers. I think that help us more if you want to support us, because a lot of things we do is not free. I don't like asking for money, and I'm not asking for money. But if you feel in your heart that you want to support our ministry, what we do, you can go to our website, our radio website. You can go to www.restorationtop, T-O-P, so restorationtop.net, restorationtop.net, one word, restorationtop.net, and you can go on the donate button and donate directly on there. And also you can listen and subscribe to our radio. So it's an online radio filled with positive content on there, and maybe we might even have some stuff from here. Who knows, maybe perhaps broadcast the consecration live on the radio. I don't know. Don't hold me on that, but there's a possibility. But I hope you guys are doing well. It's been wow, I didn't want to have a long video, but this one might be a long one. But we'll try to keep the other vlogs short. I hope you guys are doing well. Comment on the bottom if you have anything to say or anything like that. Love you guys. See you.